casting
Yeah.
couch. There's the one casting couch.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that is a general thing for castings.
No?
I mean, I guess like before possibly, but now I think the casting couch is just associated with one thing.
Every person I've known who's gone to a casting call stands. Because you're meant to be like moving
Yeah.
and performing
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Yeah,
like-
I feel that then.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I guess we can already lead into this if it's loosey goosey. Hey, welcome to your weekly bonus Späti.
Yeah, baby.
It is me, ya boy Nick, reporting live with two of my buddies. We got Yulia. I'll start with her first.
We got London. No.
We got
Hi.
Yulia on the track.
Yeah.
And we got Kieran.
Craig David all over this boink. Anyone remember that?
No.
No, of course not. It was a very UK only thing.
But
Garage.
we're reporting
Oh.
live from the new Späti studio.
Yep.
It's happened. We are finally now in person, and
We're in the same room.
We're in the same room,
Anything can
and
happen.
yeah, anything can happen now.
We were talking about the casting couch earlier.
Oh yeah, no, wrong transition. Sorry. I mean, in like a nice way, not in a
Not in a-
creepy
In a
sex
problematic
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been a good day for Kieran. Instead of properly researching this episode, I just fucked around with a robot that makes us speak different languages.
I love that. That's so funny. I just wish I yearn to know these languages and speak fluently
Well,
and,
now you can.
Now we
and be French Quebec.
yeah, but apparently, but like,
Julia.
we've heard back from a bunch of native speakers of just like this is just kind of gibberish. None of this works. So
Did anyone say I sound great?
The thing that I do find really funny is that in the German one, Yulia sounds legitimately exactly
Exactly.
the same.
It's
How she-
accurate. I just sound like I sound. Yeah.
She sounds how she sounds in German.
I know.
I, for some reason, sound Albanian.
Albanian, sometimes Bavarian. They
Yeah.
they gave you a very rolly R though in
Yeah,
German,
but
which is
there's ones-
interesting.
Yeah,
Definitely somewhere from the south.
the German.
It just depends how far south. Yeah.
For people who don't know, the German R is a very strange sound. Like, there's some people who just kind of like don't pronounce it. Sometimes it's rolled. There was someone in the CDU government whose R sounds like someone like put a marble into an empty paint tin can and just shook it around.
Wow.
It's insane. But yeah, I just sounded like me speaking German.
Yeah, actually you
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
They also gave you an accent sometimes.
Did
like
they?
not in the first one you did. Then you
Okay.
had an English accent.
Oh, interesting.
Like yeah, but in the second one you were just fluent in German and like
Yeah.
just Kieran in
That's what I
German
want for
basically.
myself is just to sound exactly
Yeah.
the same, but saying German words.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about the weird R's, I am thinking of Armin Laschet's R that I hate.
What's his
Yeah.
R like?
He says instead of like, I remember during the floods in Germany, instead of saying Ortskräfte,
Okay.
he would sing Ortskräfte because he's from a weird part of NRW. Yeah, like isn't he from like Essen or something like that?
I don't know. So
Or-
robot. Yeah.
Yeah. He's somewhere
Somewhere.
from like he's from somewhere that has a very weird R in NRW. And I remember I mentioned it to Yulia and she was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, shit.
this
yeah,
is
he
a
does.
very weird like only from this." Or no, he's from Aachen. That's
From
where it is.
Aachen, yeah.
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 So
There you go.
That's
How can
funny.
people be saying R's like
they
this?
do actually, yeah. Because when I mentioned it to Yulia, she was like, "Oh yeah, actually, that's a thing."
Because they're all Dutch.
They're all
Yeah.
Dutch. And we will talk about
You
the
have
Dutch
it. You
later.
have it here, folks.
Yeah, and then okay, so that happened. We put ourselves into a bunch of different languages. It's kind of funny. I don't know anyone who would like do this seriously for a long period of time because it's kind of stupid and doesn't really work, but it is interesting. I liked how Nick's Spanish voice came out as just like telenovela announcer.
Yes.
Like,
That rocks so much.
literally, I was expecting you to say the Spanish for like "stay tuned for next time" or
Yeah.
on "Tears of the Corte Inglés." I don't know. And then, yeah, I heard about this technology before because like a bunch of Korean studios are using it. Because something that does genuinely get put into every language is like a lot of K-pop hits.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't try to get like people to like listen to like when a K-pop song goes to Japan, they will just fully translate into Japanese rather than just like getting the Japanese to listen to Korean, which I believe is like considered an act of violence by some Japanese people. An egregious misstep against the glorious Japanese Empire or something.
Oh damn.
Yeah. But they've been doing that, and they've been using this technology because they'll get the Pretty Dancing Boy to record the song that they spelled out phonetically for them, like this is how you say it in Spanish. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they use the AI to make him sound
To fix
more natural. Yeah.
Did they do that to Avril Lavigne when she did the hey you
No,
something,
you're
something
thinking
Japanese?
Oh wait, she did
She
do a
did that
Japanese
one in
You're thinking of how-
Japanese.
You're thinking-
Yeah.
No, they
She
didn't
still remembers the verse, so she
wait, did they get her to actually sing? I thought they just got like replacement singers.
she was actually singing it in one of the cars or whatever. I saw a video of her singing it, but other people saying it doesn't make really sense what she's saying because her pronunciation
Sure.
is shit.
It
and
could
it's
very
just
well
what
make sense that she recorded it and it just makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm thinking of replacement singers because I'm thinking of the conspiracy theory that.
Oh yeah, she got replaced. That's
She's fully dead.
Yeah.
I do not believe that It's Complicated Avril Lavigne would marry Chad Kroger.
Right?
I do. Chad Kroger seems really cool.
Yeah, he's nice.
There's more than 3
And he
Canadians.
likes to show you a lot of
No, Chad.
photographs. and
Yeah. After I watched
Never gets boring.
after I watched the like hour-long Nickelback Nardwar interview, they're like
They're nice.
incredibly wholesome.
They're Canadian.
They're
That's
so nice.
isn't that
And
a
the thing is too is that then it's like Nickelback has been around for so long
Yeah.
that they're also very much it's come full circle. No one really hates Nickelback anymore unless
No,
you're like
yeah.
like it's like the people who like still hate on LeBron James. It's like what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you're hating on the GOAT.
Yeah.
it's
But and they're also very like self-aware that they're like a stupid band.
Yes.
Like they're not idiots.
well, kind of, because I watched a video essay of the album. There was some guy reviewing the album in which the Nickelback funk song is on.
Yeah.
The one that I'm obsessed with, Coca-Cola Roller Coaster.
Yes.
Love that rhythm, though I'm not supposed to. And apparently, that was like this particular YouTube's takeaway. Well, first of all, I'm always spewing out great content. People like do the shit I've been talking about for years, like much later, and they just do it on YouTube with a much larger following. And I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous at all. But secondly, like he kind of like goes into the details of what else is on that album, and it's fucking insane.
What?
So there's like an opening track that's kind of like heavier and stuff, and that's pretty good. But then there's a BLM protest song on there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's like really weird and vague and kind of tone deaf.
Oh no. Oh.
Because like that album came out when like Ferguson happened.
Oh.
So like very, very early, like not the 2020 like wave of BLM
Yeah.
songs that we got. But like, yeah, very early stuff. There's the final track is another funk song with a Flow Rider verse.
Oh.
Of course it is.
No, that sounds good.
Yeah, that's the link up I always needed
Yes.
was Flowrider and Nickelback.
I love
Yeah.
Flow Rider.
But yeah, the Nickelback became like a punchline, but like no one really knew what the punchline was, because like the video rightly points to a clip of like that it's on Disney Plus TV show Only Murders in the Building. It's like one of the most successful TV shows. And like Tina Fey has a line in it of just like, I don't want to become like, we can't be a one-hit wonder podcast. I don't want to become the Nickelback of podcasts. And like the guy just like stops the joke. He's like, that wasn't the problem with Nickelback. They had like 1 million hits and I got too much radio play. That's why people hated them. Like, they were not a one-hit wonder band.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah. So like they became a punchline. They became like a punchline, but no one really knew what the joke was. They were just like, just say Nickelback, it will get a giggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are an interesting band. But yes, I do agree there's only 3 musicians in Canada, and Avril Lavigne had to either marry Chad Kroger or Drake.
Yeah.
These are the only options in front of you.
Avril Lavigne and Drake. That
Horrible.
I think we should do that.
We should make it happen.
She was also dating the guy from Sum 41, though.
Was she really?
Yeah, he was. She was
Wow.
married to him too,
I don't.
or
I don't,
just dating.
This
just
is
dating.
just dating,
yeah.
yeah.
This is pre-Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
This is before she was replaced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because he's a punk rocker, you know.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
original Avril Lavigne loved the guy from Sum 41.
Yes.
Unnamed guy from Sum 41. The clone Avril Lavigne only loves Chad Kroger.
Do you know what my other favorite one of
As
these?
mandated by the Canadian state.
Exactly.
My favorite other one of these conspiracy theories. Before we continue on with real talk, you know,
This is real talk.
Fuck the news!
is the Gucci Man replacement conspiracy
There's a
theory?
Gucci Man replacement?
Yeah,
I didn't know
that
about that
he
either.
was that he was that they after he, apparently he like died in prison or something, and then
Oh,
they
that's a good place to
replaced
die.
him. They
Yeah.
replaced him with someone because apparently he doesn't look anything. I mean, he's like now
He was
Gucci
killed by
Man.
someone in the prison for looking too much like him. And they were just like, we're going to make you a star.
Exactly.
You're the stronger Gucci Man.
But you know, because
Pre-tattoos
Gucci Man was
or
like,
post tattoos or
no. It was just that he just like lost a shit ton of weight and he
Oh.
got jacked.
okay.
Like
Yeah,
Gucci
cool.
Man's jacked now. Gucci Man used to be really like he used to be like kind of
That's what
big.
you do, no?
Yeah, he got jacked. Yeah, but no, there's people who legitimately believe that like, oh yeah, no, his tattoos don't match up and this and that and that. And
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da.
Oh damn, with the tattoos, that's funny. Yeah.
I mean, you know, it takes a lot of dedication for a decoy to get Burr with an ice cream cone
I
tattooed
know,
on
right?
their
I love the
face.
ice cream cone. No hate on the ice cream.
And even people point to the
It's a
fact that
giant
then
ice
that-
cream cone, though.
yeah, people point to the fact too that then that his like entire sound changed, but it's also like
Well, you can switch. sound.
yeah, that's the thing
No.
too is that like mixtape.
Nickelback's a funk band now. They
Yeah.
love Flow Rider.
Yeah, I mean like early mixtape Gucci Man is just like him on like barely mumbling over like a Zaytoven beat from like 2006, just being like, "Hey, I'm Gucci Man," yeah, da, 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 da. And then like later Gucci Man is obviously much different.
Yeah.
Like I mean, still kind of a similar vibe, but he does sound different. I get it. I get why people think it, but you know, I'm saying it's cap.
I get why people heard him change his sound a little bit, and then they think he was murdered in prison and replaced.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Can't
god.
change.
I can't wait for the AI to translate. I'm Gucci Man.
Oh, I would love to hear that in.
Ich bin ein Herr Gucci.
Can they translate into Latvian or
Oh,
Lithuanian?
what are the available languages?
or
I
super
can-
mini, like
I can tell you what the available languages
Okay.
are.
probably not because only 2 million people speak the language.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
If even.
We've got English. We can switch it into
Yeah, how is the translate thing gonna translate? Ah, which is like one of just the various silly noises old Gucci Man used to make.
Alle lachen.
This
is like, alle
the
lachen.
first time I heard that, I thought for some strange reason the AI was going to make fucking Uma yell Allah Akbar.
That's
Wow.
right.
But wait, there was another one that used that and it translated into something very funny, like Milchschwanz or some.
Oh yeah, my
was it?
yeah, it was like because my dick game is trash.
Yeah. Okay, so it did
Trash dick game.
translated
trash
into
dick game.
trash dick game into Milchschwanzspiel.
Yes. That's the correct German. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ey, der hat so ein Milchschwanzspiel.
Yeah. Then you can conjugate it.
Yeah.
Ich muss was spielen. Du musst was spielst.
Die Milchschwanzspielen.
Ich hab gemusst was spielen.
Ich Milchschwanz spielte. Sorry, it's too
It's a
funny.
beautiful language. Anyway,
Yes.
so this came to my attention because someone translated a clip of Chapo into Chinese. So that's one of the languages. Then we can do Spanish, Hindi, Portuguese, French, German, Japanese, Arabic, Russian, Korean, Indonesian, Italian, Dutch, Turkish. Ooh, Turkish can be fun.
Turkish.
Yeah. Polish, Swedish, Filipino, Malay, Romanian, Ukrainian, Greek, Czech, Danish, Finnish, Bulgarian, Croatian, Slovak, and Tamil. I think Slovak is the smallest language that or possibly Croatian.
Who chose the languages? Like,
It's just the languages they're capable of doing.
Okay,
I was thinking of doing the first clip in Romanian because it is us talking about how this
Romanian.
turf thought we were Romanian. Yeah.
I listened to that. I don't know what it was referring to.
I don't know what any of them referred to, so you're not
Okay.
Yeah,
you're
it's
not
not
alone
important.
Okay.
It's all gibberish. I believe at one point, Uma got attacked by a TERF for Uma basically saying, trans women are women or whatever.
Yeah.
And she thought that that woman thought that the entirety of the podcast and everyone on it was Romanian.
Okay.
And the two possible explanations for this was she saw Catalan on Uma's Twitter and it was like, romance language I don't recognize, that's Romanian. Or possibility number 2, which is I just come back from a holiday to Romania and I had changed my Twitter handle to Romania Enjoyer.
Oh, fair, yes.
Which I believe was translated as Der Romanian Genießer. In the
Okay, I say from now on we're a Romanian podcast.
We are a Romanian size queen podcast, yes.
Nice.
All right, let's talk about some actual fucking news. Okay. Things happening in the world. Thing number 1 that we kind of have to talk about because it's like kind of insane and it might involve Europe at some point, which is the most European, non-European country, Argentina. Has elected someone who would corner you at the smoking area of an Irish pub. What's his first name? His last name's Millet. Javier Millet, yeah. And where do we start with this? There's a lot going on with him.
Well, I just see very sad pictures of people and it says "Aus für ein progressives Argentinien." So this is the end of a progressive Argentina.
Well, no, wait, hold up. Like he's a.
People are crying in these pictures, okay? People are
I do
crying.
find the thing that it's the aid, like it's just the endless trope of
The
I'm
site
in an
says he's not funny.
He's not funny, no. Yeah.
All right, shut the podcast down.
The endless trope of I'm an anarcho-capitalist. Oh, wait. Oh, actually, every single one of my positions are just pure fascism. I am actually this thing, though, that I pretend that I am. Don't ask me about any actual, like, quote-unquote, like, libertarian issue, because my point is actually the hard right one.
Yeah.
The friendly reminder, these people don't exist. They're all crypto-fascists. This is no different.
Can I tell you what debate? An article debate was titling.
Finally, our man.
Yeah, basically, but they're saying Stilkritik, so like judging his style, saying this haircut is an ode to freedom. Like what?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so the angle Welt has taken is everyone's being mean about his haircut.
Oh.
Is that the angle they're taking?
No, the thing that they're taking is that
They're just saying he's hot or
no,
something.
no. Oh my God,
What's happening?
You two have been doing this podcast for how long and don't realize that Welt is like pro him. First
Yeah,
off,
of course,
for sure.
right?
Yeah.
yeah, and second, that their entire like they have no other thing to talk about other than like X stands for freedom.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
Yeah, like it's
Beating up a climate protester who's glued themselves to the street is freedom.
Freedom.
yeah, it's
Freedom
like
of
they've
everything's freedom.
It's all
Freedom of
freedom.
speech, freedom of
Gluing yourself to the
haircuts.
street, that's not freedom, though.
No, that's not freedom. That's
Welt is
that's
basic-
actually terrorism.
Yeah, Welt is basically a giant hot or not list, but like
Yeah.
one is
Yeah.
freedom, the other one's terrorism.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're basically
Gluing
talking
yourself-
about how his hair is a bit wild with the sideburns and shit like that. It's wild, but it's not unhygienic like those hippies. They're actually saying that, not the hippie part, but that's what they mean. Like,
I love how Welt is just straight up like ultra right wing dog whistling through
I know.
judging a mod haircut.
Yeah, I
never
know.
thought that we would end up in like that chapter of neoliberal fascism.
But it is a classic kind of like right wing, large respectable publication kind of like opinion piece though of like, which is like you're having a conversation. it seems like you're listening into one half of a conversation. You have no idea what the other like. And it's just like it's Velt's going like, but it's hygienic, okay? And it was like, I guess someone said it wasn't somewhere. Why would you be saying this otherwise?
It's hygienic, I say, while I'm also trying to redraw up race laws for Argentina. This is what I mean by it. Don't you idiots get it?
My God. I swear, before we move on to his actual policies, they actually write, and I'm saying this in German, then translate.
Cool.
Es ist, als würde jedes Haar seinen eigenen libertären Traum träumen.
Shut the fuck up. They're such losers.
For the people at home and not me.
It is as if every single hair is actually dreaming its own libertarian dream.
Okay, so this is like just kind of horny.
This is so corny too.
What's going on?
Who was like, okay, we don't really have anything. This is in lifestyle section of
Who wrote this? Is it our boy Ulf?
Ulf Poschardt, probably.
No, Maria Antonia Gerstmeier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Ulf, you're slipping. If you're not writing this.
I wish Ulf would have written it.
His hair reminds me of the sleek bonnet of a Porsche 911.
Okay, now.
So you say you want to talk about his policies, but also first let's not do that. Let's talk about some other funny shit.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I see in the notes his actual politics ?
Yeah, that's the last point. We're not there yet.
Okay, sorry.
We have to talk about the goofy stuff first. Speaking of first, the first lady is his sister. In a movie.
I'm getting some.
In a move that I described in the group chat as anime.
I was about to say, I'm getting some Angel Sanctuary vibes here or some shit like that. I had to think about that because I was actually listening to Nickelback back then when I was reading Angel Sanctuary. So it all comes together.
He is a Nickelback president. I don't know what that means. It means nothing. You can just say Nickelback. It's funny. Anyway, yeah, no, this is. I wouldn't be surprised if behind closed doors he just like after the big like announcement and they're all big on the waving to the Argentinian people, he just turns to his sister behind closed doors and goes like, "You have to call me Oni-san now. You have to. You must." The dog stuff. The dog stuff is fucking insane. And it keeps going.
What's the dog stuff?
The dog stuff.
Oh God.
All right. So Javier Milei. Okay. So you love when a political figure has a section on his Wikipedia. Okay. So classic of a politician's Wikipedia page, personal life section. It's all good. But then subcategories, right? Religious views. Sure. A conservative politician, whatever. Yes. But second subcategory, dogs.
What? I want a dog subsection.
The entire dog section is brilliant. All right, so let's. I'm actually just going to read it. It's fucking. Yes. I know you could check Wikipedia yourself, but can you do it while also doing the dishes, people at home? No. Okay. Milei is the owner of 5 English Mastiffs, with the progenitor being Conan, who died in 2017 after suffering from spinal cancer.
R.I.P.
Yeah. He considers Conan his son and has named 4 of Conan's 6 clones, including one named after the original and another named Angelito.
Clones?
Yeah, he's cloned his dog several times. The names are Angelito, Milton, in honor of Milton Friedman.
Of course, yeah.
Yep. Murray
for Murray Rothbard.
Genau.
Oh my God.
Robert and Lucas for Robert Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all the dogs.
What was the first one's name again?
Angelito's a little angel.
Okay.
And I think one still there is a Conan Prime. There's one dog that still gets to be called Conan. That's like Conan 2.
Right.
Yeah, Conan 2's half dog, half machine.
But he's that type of libertarian. The type of the cloning dog type of libertarian.
Yeah. With a classic guy.
Yeah. Half real dog, half
Ladies,
Boston.
You hate it when you go on a date and they're dog cloners.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, no. Okay.
Milei said that he cloned Conan because he understands cloning as, quote, a way of approaching eternity.
That's what I said. He's that kind of libertarian.
Yeah, live forever type.
Yeah, human augmentation.
Yeah, but fuck uploading your brain into a computer. Just clone me forever, like my dog. To do this, he went to a clinic in the United States. The process cost him $50,000. He has I would have thought it cost more, to be frank.
Yeah.
He has described his dog as four-legged children and thanked them after his 2023 primary win. Millet, next paragraph in the dog section. Millet said he had dialogues with the likes of Rothbard and Ayn Rand. In 2015, he cited Conan as a source of inspiration for his writing. About Conan's death in 2017, Millet said that he had not really died. Brackets, he described it as his physical disappearance and continued to refer to Conan in the present tense. But had gone.
my God.
He won the election, and then
They voted for this guy.
Yeah, his dog just like sits in the corner, like at the end of Return of the Jedi. After
The Ewok party in Argentina. The ghost of all his dogs. Like, you did it.
yeah, and unfortunately, they due to CGI, the one
they're all
dog got
nodding to each other.
replaced by Hayden Christensen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, where was I? Okay, but Conan had not really died, but had gone to sit next to God to protect him. And
Yeah, that's a very special dog.
and
It's a very good boy.
that it was thanks to this that he'd begun to have talks with God himself.
Oh, hell no. What is going on there? Did they read this Wikipedia page before they voted for him? They probably should have.
It's a very conservative Catholic country in South America.
This guy can talk
this
to God.
guy- yeah,
Yes, of course you
it's
gotta
like-
vote for the guy that has a...
This guy has dog pope.
This is a Catholic podcast. You know that this is how Catholicism functions.
Sorry, man.
Every animal, every species on God's given earth gets a pope.
Yeah.
We have a pope. Dogs obviously have a pope. It's this guy's dog.
Cats have a pope. It's my mom's cat when it died.
Oh.
According to Gonzalez, Millet wrote to a friend in a chat, quote, "I saw the resurrection of Christ 3 times, but I can't talk about it. They would
This
say
is an
I'm
anime.
crazy."
I've seen the resurrection of Christ 3 times, but I can't talk about it.
Why can't you talk about it? Because he would say something problematic?
No, because people would say he's crazy for saying this.
Yeah, this is a plot of an anime. Exactly.
According to various sources consulted by La Nation, Millet maintains that he and Conan have a mission that was assigned to them by God and has a mystical story with Conan. He said that he met Conan, who was a lion, as a gladiator in the Roman Colosseum 2,000 years earlier.
Of course, he's reincarnation of
Yeah.
a fucking gladiator
Also,
lion.
totally fine to be Catholic and believe in that.
And
also.
yeah, wait.
So there's some stuff. This has been edited since I last looked at it. I think the dog portion of this Wikipedia page is highly contentious. But another thing that he has is that he has a spiritual medium that he regularly consults so that he can speak to Conan. Now, even though the Conan has died, he has also claimed that he gets political advice from Conan while talking to this medium, supposedly representing his dog.
Argentina is gonna turn into a nation of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woof, woof. Return to the gold standard. Woof, woof.
I mean, a dog would say that.
A dog would say
dog
that.
loves the gold
Yeah.
standard.
There's also with like all public spending that's spent on medium
Yeah.
and shit like that to talk
Why
to.
spend money on education when you could be buying more treats?
Yeah. The one dog named after Murray Rothbard won't stop woof woofing in his ear about how it's actually, the prospect of selling your child in the future isn't as crazy as you think it is now.
If it's a human child, it doesn't matter. If it's a dog,
Oh, no, dogs are sacred.
here's where we draw the line.
This
Yeah,
dog
yeah.
can speak to God.
Yeah.
Also, Uma informed us she couldn't be here today, but she did inform us that he kisses his dogs on the tongue.
Ew,
Yeah,
that is some white girl energy.
hiring a medium to speak to your dog also. Seems
Yeah, seriously. Is he just some...
Yeah, does he not
Valley girl or
does he
some
fucking
shit?
live in Calabasas?
there's like a character from Legally Blonde 2 that was this but was cut from
Yeah.
the final script treatment.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm just imagining I've never heard him speak, but he just has a really crazy fucking vocal fry.
Yeah, he has the
Oh my
Valley
god.
Yeah.
Conan, that's actually a great idea.
Girl. If we
Like-
put him through the AI to sound English, that's what it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna do that policy. Sorry.
babes.
Yeah, my dog told me not to.
Other great things.
It seriously sounds like it's from some movie, basically. Like
Yeah.
This is a good character. It's unfortunate that he's real.
Oh yeah.
So the other things that I think we've all kind of seen is like the chainsaw. That was like the symbol of his election campaign because he was going to like slash government spending, which
And deforests Argentina.
more beef. Just to like stick it to the Brazilians.
Yeah,
Ireland
exactly.
actually gets into like Ireland claims the Falkland Islands now simply because of the
beef.
the
Yeah.
beef industry is just going to destroy.
This is why Ireland can't join NATO or become militarized.
Because it's going to have to invade Argentina.
We're gonna we're gonna have to we're gonna demand that you nuke fucking. Yeah, you can't have it. Oh, it's a shame all your cows are irradiated. No, we didn't even have to nuke it. We just have to do the depleted uranium bombs on like the farmland. I was like, oh man, it's a shame all your cows are dead. Fucking whoops. All right, so yeah, the chainsaw. He broke down on TV once. Just like full on, like had a mental break.
What happened?
I don't really know, but he started ranting about probably all that stuff I just said about like being able to speak to God, and like everyone thought he was like completely cooked at that point, that he would like not win.
Yeah.
You know.
They were like, no, that
divine
was
intervention, baby.
actually, yeah. Oh, that was actually very inspiring. It brought me back to God. Ooh, Argentina.
Falklands War 2 possibly also happening because he's just like really, really asserting that he owns the Falklands. So
He himself.
yeah, his dog.
His dog.
Yeah.
Conan said,
You
take,
enter
take
a
back the
new
Falklands.
player into the Falkland, dilemma. Just Javier Milei by himself.
Yeah, no, I totally imagine that. He doesn't want like Argentinians to live there. He just wants
No, yeah, he's an
big dog park.
anarcho-capitalist,
It's
exactly.
a dog park, yeah.
What if I take my private military and just, invade the Falkland Islands?
That's all trained dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, I got trashed again. Oh, it's a shame. But yeah, his actual politics are also just kind of insane. Like he is really trying to talk a big game about the anarcho-capitalism stuff. Like I think the first video I saw of him after he got elected was just like a big board with all the like different departments of the government, like education, like defense, environmentalism, fisheries, and just him being like, fisheries gone, environmentalism gone, education gone. He's just like going through all of them, and like you think he'd stop at a certain point, like fisheries.
Does he like any? He
No,
doesn't
he's like the only reason this won't work is he's going to try and get rid of the police or the army or something. He's going to try like get rid of the army and then end up getting killed. Like he might be a little too committed to the bit.
I mean, yeah.
Like Nick is right that the ANCAP people are usually just fascists, but he might genuinely have drunk the Kool-Aid and doesn't realize you're meant to stop at like keeping the army around and being pals with them. He might try
Interesting.
sell those jobs. We might be able to buy the military with our Patreon money.
Sure,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Do we want the
Do
Argentine?
we want the
Argentine minute.
This is a fire sale. We just buy like education.
Now, how does he get along with El Salvador's Bitcoin?
Oh,
Bro.
I don't. Remarkably, for a guy like this, I've heard him speak very little about crypto.
Oh, so he's not that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, people have basically mapped out the have basically done the political compass for all of Latin America.
Yeah.
And they put him at libertarian right, and they put the
El Salvador.
as authoritarian right.
Ah, okay, fair.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I see.
Yeah, I think he's a little too. I don't.
A
Like,
little bit too.
I'm surprised he's not dead yet either.
Yeah, a little bit too non-conformist, as Wade would describe his haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a century non-conformism.
Fucking hell.
All
right.
Every single of his hair is dreaming its
I don't
own
wanna-
libertarian dream.
I don't want to talk about his actual politics. Do we have to? They're
I think- no,
horrible.
that's it.
No, that's
Like,
it.
it's
Yeah.
just he's going to sell
Oh,
everything.
hell yeah. Okay, cool.
I don't really like. So I'm kind of concerned about this guy, but I'm also like not concerned because like
He seems cookie.
He seems like he's going to end up getting like killed. He seems kind of like unwell and unstable in a lot of ways, and then at the same time he's like modeled himself after Bolsonaro, which like that ended with like a big fucking wet fart
Yes.
of just like, oh, no one voted for you, and now you have to like,
Now you have the cum tube up your nose.
yeah, and you live in the fucking Everglades.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is he still in Florida?
I think
Oh,
so.
I thought you were about to ask, does he still have the cum tube up his nose?
I mean
And
that.
I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's always in the hospital.
He loves
I
being
know.
in the hospital.
But because he has bowel problems.
Oh,
because
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
time he got. Did he get shot or stabbed?
Yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah.
Mm.
During his campaigning, and since then he had problems with his tummy.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the only solution is cum.
Yes, exactly.
I just need to harvest all of Brazil's gum, and then I'll be unstoppable.
Anime.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. South America, it's an anime. All right, so other news. The Prime Minister of Sweden fucked up and said a thing he probably shouldn't have said.
Oh yeah.
Live on stage at a he's from the Moderata, the like center right party of Sweden. Ulf Kristersson said Israel har rätt till folkmord.
He stopped at the folk.
Yeah, but like, well,
But yeah, otherwise it doesn't make sense. He wouldn't say like, "Oh, Israel has the right to people."
no, yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing with like Swedish as a language is they kind of swallow a lot more of the
Okay, yeah.
sounds.
But people were already getting outraged anyway. in
Yeah,
the-
so
in the-
I heard like native Swedish speakers talk about it, and they're like, yeah, he was definitely
too.
saying that. It didn't like it
Yeah.
sounds to us like he stopped at folk, but they're like they could hear the M coming.
I was reading a Twitter discussion about it by Swedish people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then everyone started yelling back at him. Okay, for anyone who doesn't get the like translation, he basically was trying to say Israel has a right to defend itself, and ended up saying instead Israel has a right to genocide.
Yeah.
Swedish word for genocide, too cute. Change that.
Well, it's
Well,
just
no,
similar to
it's
the
the same in
German word.
German,
Yeah,
Völkermord.
Völkermord.
Yeah, but that en, that just makes it evil.
Völker.
No, Folkin or whatever. Folkin.
Völkermord in German,
Yeah,
yeah.
Völkermord,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, the I don't like the Swedish
Well,
ones
because
too.
we're talking about several people,
Yes,
and they are talking about one folk.
they are.
In there, Folkmord would be the thing.
Völkermord.
Would be the singular.
Yeah, in German, that
version.
sounds very silly.
Yeah, I
you're
know.
right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the anyway, everyone in the audience started like going like, "What the fuck did you just say?" and started yelling back at him with like the question, "Wait, does Israel have a right to genocide?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a real bad gaffe.
Yeah, that's a bad slip. I mean,
Like there's going to be, which is great. This is great for me because this fits the nominative determinism of like anyone who hears the name Ulf for the first time. From like an English speaker's perspective, it just sounds too close to the word oaf.
yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, this is what a prime minister called Ulf would be doing. He's just constantly fucking up his words and like spilling water on himself and tripping upstairs.
Oopsie.
Yeah, he like walks around and then
There's a guy with a giant trombone
Yeah.
following him. Yeah. So that was interesting. Not leaving too far from Sweden, though, we have an old story coming back again. If people remember the end of 2021, we were talking about like Belarus's kind of like obsession, or Poland's obsession
Poland, yeah.
with Belarus like weaponizing immigrants,
Yeah.
weaponizing migrants. I think we rightly pointed out back then that like it's only a weapon if you don't want them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It loses all its power over you.
If you just treat people like human
Yeah.
beings, and don't let them die in the woods at your border.
Which, as far as I understand, is still happening. According
Yeah,
to,
it is still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Finland, to show that they're like now a part of this like whole NATO thing, has started their own version of this.
Right.
Um,
As soon as you join NATO, you're supposed to.
Yeah, you're meant to be racist.
Yeah, you're supposed to have your own little like border conflict or some shit like that with.
with Belarus.
Yeah, everyone gets a skirmish. Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone gets a Kashmir, basically. Finland has closed 4 of its busiest crossings with Russia after more people from the Middle East and Africa arrived in a few days than usually would enter in an entire year. Helsinki suspects that this might have been engineered by Moscow as a payback for Finland joining NATO. The biggest evidence they have for this is that some of them are arriving on bikes and being like, the Russians are selling them bikes, which is like, they're just buying bikes.
Okay.
Russia sells bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But like, when I buy a bike, it's not like a state thing. I'm not I go to buy a bike and just like, the Bundesrepublik Deutschland is selling Kieran's bikes. like,
they are though.
It's all very like, there's no proof for this.
Yeah.
I'm sure the border guard in Russia is like, yes, this will piss off the Europeans, go on through or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But like, at the same time, it's all bullshit because I've also found out what the number of refugees that have entered is.
Here we go.
280 since September.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's apparently too much for Finland.
That's far too many bikes.
Some of them were tandem. So yeah, apparently now we have reached a crisis point where what affected...
That is the crisis for Finland.
Yeah, about 40 families have arrived.
Wow,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Oh my god. It's cold there anyway, man.
And like, when you phrase it as more people have arrived in a couple of days...
Yeah. Than in the entire
year.
year. Then you already know that they're not actually accepting anyone.
Well, also,
nobody wants to live in Finland.
No, lots of people. Because it's even more stupid than that because they're not even saying it's like more refugees in total. It's more that have crossed this border. But like, that border is mostly like bullshit. Like it's always been heavily militarized.
Ah, okay, fair, yeah.
Most of it's fucking frozen.
Cold there. That's what I'm saying. It's cold.
And then like, the only people who came via that border historically were like Russian opposition defectors.
Yeah.
But they all arrived by plane anyway, usually directly into like Helsinki airport from like Petersburg or something.
Okay.
The border crossing was like not a thing anyone did. So it's like, yeah, a lot of people arrived in more than a year because the average number was probably like 10 beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very stupid and it's a very like, we've contorted the numbers to make it seem like it's a big deal.
That is so wild, first of all. Like, seeing that as like, oh my god, Russia is attacking us with refugees.
Russia peed in my pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Russia put shit in my pants.
Oh
Russia's
my god, it's such
racist.
a wild narrative in general. Yeah.
It's also one that I'm like, the thing that I probably hated the most about the entire like Ukraine conflict has been like
Finland.
Sure. But also just like, you don't need to make shit up.
Yeah.
You don't need to like, or like twist things into like turning it into a villainous arc against Russia when like Russia just does like things like
war.
Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
Bombing
like,
hospitals.
Yeah.
Bombing theaters,
and
hospitals.
My theory has always been that like you had to do that because if people recognize that like you're angry at Russia for doing something that you've done before, so you have to make the thing they did seem like so much worse than like invading Iraq, for example. It's like, because if like we're angry at them for doing wars, like you did war. No. We're not
You
talking.
can't say that.
That's not the time. We're still there, but it's not time to talk about that right now. So yeah, I don't. There's just so much shit you can talk about to make them look bad that you don't have to be like, these 5 African families or whatever are tearing apart Finnish society.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway.
And onwards we trudge along in the corner Späti trip of Europe.
Yes.
Nice.
2, because it's a bonus episode, we do get to talk about this. Some kind of not European stuff that was then later revealed to be European stuff.
Oh,
I love a season 3 Euro reveal.
Yes.
Guy in the background turns out to be a villain. Is real vibes.
No way.
So You two are not particularly on Twitter anymore, but I'm from Yulia's tone. I'm guessing you've seen this already.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
oh,
you might have as well. There is a Egyptian-owned halal food court in New York City that has been getting routinely harassed by an Islamophobic guy who has been now like filmed 3 times coming up to this cart making comments about.
Oh,
like,
the Obama employee.
And he never orders food.
He never orders any
It's
food.
very rude.
No,
but actually, it's like super harassing.
He got arrested.
Yeah,
finally.
Yeah, he got arrested. He's getting like charged with. Let me see if I can get the list of charges here. Stalking is basically one of them.
Interesting, because before it was said before, like it got so much traction on social media. The police said, they came and they said, we can't do anything.
Yeah, that he has the right to like stand there and talk.
Yeah, it's actually a freedom of speech. He was protected under freedom of speech to basically constantly harass this poor dude in his food store.
But then like it became too aggressively obvious that this guy was like had made a routine of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And apparently it started because he just like wanted to have a conversation with this guy about like Israel-Palestine, and then didn't like that this guy supported Palestine. So then
I went to the falafel shop and he wasn't a Zionist. I was pissed.
I was really pissed.
So he like came back multiple times and did like.
He said horrible stuff.
One of the more egregious comments, I think is the only one I'm going to mention, was just like, if we killed 4,000 children, it wasn't enough.
Yes, exactly. That's the one,
yeah. So he's gotten arrested. He's got charged for hate crime, stalking, second-degree aggravated assault, stalking causing fear, and stalking at employment, which is apparently a separate charge.
Oh, actually.
Yeah.
Nick, you got like very
an American collection of charges.
You have a very broad thing of stalking laws. Like stalking someone at employment.
Stalking causing fear is probably the weird one.
Yes, stalking cause. So
we've arrested
if you're
this guy.
like fine with it, then it's just stalking. But if you actually scare the person,
this guy was arrested for regular stalking because he's dressed as a clown, which we all know is funny.
Yeah,
not scary.
Yeah, stalking brackets jovial.
Honk, honk, honk. Just the squeaky shoes. Anyway.
Yep.
So the reason why this became European stuff is, yes, this was later identified as a guy called Stuart Seldowitz, who, Nick's right, advisor to Obama's government on Afghanistan, which is the first joke I made, which is I would never be this confident about anything if I was a U.S. government advisor on Afghanistan.
Yeah, we know how that worked.
You fucked up. This guy can serve food from a cart. He can do his job. You apparently can't. He was also like advisor on Palestine-Israel affairs.
That is not good.
No, not good. It seems like that man has a little bit of a bias.
A slight bias.
But the thing that I found particularly interesting is the man was instrumental, apparently, in the Dayton Accords, i.e. the shit that made Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Oh?
Yeah, so this guy, this ethno-nationalist Zionist is responsible for Republika Srpska, which is a sentence that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot. Yeah, that's
yes, this makes sense.
The entire Balkans makes sense when you realize that then it's probably just from the opinion of, policymakers like this absolute racist psychopath.
Yeah.
How is this person? I heard what he said. How is he in any way competent?
Yeah, because you say that in a suit.
What are you talking about? This is like
so
the
you
most.
don't need to be at all like.
No, these people.
Not even
this is
a tiny level of being competent.
No, because in all seriousness, for this thing is that then one. The conflict for these people, most American policymaker freaks, regardless if they're like working for Democrats or Republicans, is that this is a civilization war. Of course, they don't care how many fucking Palestinians die. The more, the merrier for them.
Well, I mean, that's what he said, basically.
No, of course, but it's always kind of this thing that then it's like. I was explaining the other day to someone of how it's easier to understand U.S. foreign policy and the way that the United States behaves, regardless of anything religiously behind it. But, amongst more so the ideology of like, of course, like evangelical Christian bullshit rather than like the logic of capital. Because if you look at then like behavior of that type of stuff through the lens of like capitalism, it's supposed to be like, or like liberalism, this apparently like logical process of that, then it's like, you know, trade and economics will make, you know, will rise all boats, nations will get along together. That country exists or existed, and that's like Merkel's Germany. You know, like that type of like market evangelical bullshit is very much like how Germany under the 16 years of Merkel worked. And we kind of see like the downfalls of that is that then it's like, well, capitalism's a chaotic system. Global systems work as long as there's not continuous crisis, and we've lived in continuous crisis. The United States doesn't function logically as a like capitalist project. It is one. It, you know, fuses capitalism and white supremacy perfectly better, I would say so, than the British, because the British had much more of like a top-down sort of like, you're part of the empire, this and that and that. The U.S. is like, you know, spreading an idea around the world of like, you
spreading
know,
freedom.
Yeah, freedom, and like all these like, listen to Biden talk about any speech when he's going on about like Israel, about why the United States supports it, and it's always just like, they hold our value. It's like, it is literally never nothing. If it was capitalist logic, it would like be like, oh well, Israel's an important like partner for, like, even in capitalist logic, genocide makes no sense. Genocide makes sense until it's like profit, you know, whatever. You can point to, oh well, armaments and this and that and that, and gas pipelines and this.
I was
and
about
that,
to say like the oil gas project.
It is
whatever,
so much more expensive to fight a fucking war, you know, than it is to then like, you know,
the sole reason
to do genocide is more expensive than it is to like play fairly economically. And the thing of that, then these people like this Obama aide or this Obama policymaker, the guy who literally created apparently the fucking Republic of Srpska, everything of this, all
So
like
what?
all of this makes sense. That then of course he's like a Zionist freak who then is gonna like copy and paste that ideology, because none of it is actually anything of like whatever capitalist American economic interest things. It is entirely the perpetuation of global white Christian values. I mean, he's maybe not like Christian or whatever, but it's still the same fucking bullshit. And the United States is like the master of doing this. This is why it's like the one thing that like Marxists can never fucking get sometimes is that the United States is not a logical actor in all this. Because, and even sometimes now Germany too, under like its Staatsräson stuff, or like, you know, it's like its commitment to Israel makes no sense to the point that then it's like, you know, like the Western states get looped into this, of course, but it is like, it's like a cult mentality that you're never going to be able to explain, like in terms of like actual, like, oh well, you know, the positive, negatives, this and that and that.
No, it's not all like interest driven in this, like, you know, in an economic sense.
No, it's a massive L for the realpolitik heads.
Yeah.
Because there was a version of,
it's a racist cult. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. I really appreciated you long. No, really, like,
But like, it is just very funny to see like, like the guy who's very committed to the idea that there should be an
ethno-nationalist state for every fucking thing under the sun.
Like,
what if Israel was the world? Literally anti-Deutsch, but backwards. Like, we don't abolish borders. We just continue, like, Günther Fehlinger ass fucking brain over here.
Every like, no, we can't have one country where we could possibly expect a Serb and a Bosniak to get along. So they get their own little weird
everyone gets their own little country.
Everyone their own Republic of Srpska.
You get a Republic of Srpska.
And I mean, it really does kind of just like kind of like harping on that again of like why we like don't take things. I think like we've had a discussion, of course, about like, you know, Scottish independence and shit like that. Of like why there's like, okay, like it's not remotely in the same category as like Irish independence or whatever, because there is like a colonial backdrop to that, this and that and that. The overwhelming majority of like independence movements around the world are like reactionary right wing shit. You know, like that's something is that then there's a massive difference between Irish unification and then like I want my own, you know, micronation or whatever, you know. And the thing is,
we've talked about it with him specifically about like the what I always found so interesting about Catalonia compared to Scotland, for example, because like the main representation of Scottish independence is like a Soc Dem party, basically. Whereas like in Catalonia, you can literally pick whatever ideology and be like also pro-independence. There's a fascist pro-independence Catalonian. There's like a communist one. There's a
There's
lib one.
Yeah, the neoliberal kind of like.
Like Hunts is like CDU kind of like
yeah.
Markish center right
Yeah.
type. So it's all very interesting, but like specifically it's because Bosnia and Herzegovina was very much drawn along ethnic lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, okay, so like the reason this happened is because you were in a room of people, like the whole like what's that truism, the hammer and nails one? Like if you are a hammer, every problem looks like a nail.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like you are firmly like you live in this realism of like for every ethnicity a country, no plural national countries can exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good to filling your brain.
Yeah, to an extent. Although like about 700 of those countries are just white Russians. Like,
Yeah.
like it's even there's an extent, but like so the other thing that we want to talk about briefly is of course the Dutch elections.
Oh yeah, I completely
Yeah.
forgot that this happened.
I forgot they're allowed to vote. No,
You're not voting over there?
Wait, they have elections.
Those fucking bicycle monkeys? With
Yeah,
like
there's
a
a
bunch of words.
Racist German slurs against Dutch.
I'm sorry, I just made that up. That's great.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like also I checked in with the like predominantly Dutch channel in our Discord, join the Discord, to kind of like, what's the vibe with this election? And like everyone was basically saying, everyone was kind of pretending it wasn't happening for like until like a week out. The impression I got is that no one on the left, particularly, no one who would listen to the show was in any way optimistic.
Ah, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel that.
the best you could hope for was more of the same, rather than. And everyone is making a big deal now because polling had that PVV, Geert Wilders' party.
Yeah, it's just him though, no?
It's basically just
It's
Geert
just
Wilders,
him.
yeah. There's other people who have also drawn.
But they're not important.
They occasionally throw a Muhammad drawing contest. Or
Okay.
classic PVV things. Yeah. But like, he's very much the figurehead. They were predicted to basically take the same number of seats and get the same number of vote share as the VVD, which is your kind of like CDU equivalent center right. This is Mark Rutte's party.
Okay,
That's like, I'm going to look for guests, but that's the episode I want to do in the future is because
sounds good.
Mark Rutte has now retired and he's, after Merkel, the second longest head of government in the EU.
That's hilarious.
People thought he was trying to gun for like beating Merkel's record. But yeah, I think he was like 10 years or like something close to it, like as opposed to 16. Anyway, but he retired. And it seems like that was actually a big deal because...
Sorry, I just realized that almost half of my life Merkel was
Yeah.
ruling Germany.
Me too, but I wasn't living here.
Yeah, I was the... Oh my god.
It's a lot of Merkel.
Merkel shaped me.
And it's so funny also, thanks to like the invasion of Ukraine, not the good reason to hate Merkel, but now everyone just kind of hates her and no one talks about her anymore.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Lol.
Well...
Anyway, so they were predicted, PVV and VVD were predicted to be like neck and neck at the same percentage of votes, same percentage of seats. That didn't happen.
Oh.
What ended up happening is Geert Wilders' PVV is very much in the lead.
Oh. Ew.
Yeah.
Bad news.
They won. Okay, at time of recording, 99.8% of districts reporting. Like the vote is basically done. The vote was yesterday. And Geert Wilders got, according to the polls we have so far, 23.6% of the vote and ends up with 37 seats. Compared to last election, that's a gain of 20 seats. To keep in mind, the second... 20 seats. And to keep in mind, there's like 14 parties in the parliament because it's Dutch politics. There's no threshold. There's no 5%, 3% rule or anything. And the party that came second was actually not VVD, but the GL, which is GroenLinks / PVDA, Party for the Workers, which is like their center left.
Okay.
They got 25 seats.
Oh.
People are making...
So they're very divided here then.
Oh, God, yeah. There's a million parties.
But I mean, like, if this...
Oh, the gap between the two, yeah.
No, I mean, if the strongest is the, like, far-right party.
Yeah.
And the second strongest, you said.
Yeah, is like center-left.
Is the center-left party.
But then they're also, like, they're not great. It's all very, like...
No, I didn't believe that they were, wow, this is a revolution.
And like, and also that gap between like where those two parties are ideologically are filled by then the like the third, the fourth, the fifth largest party. The politics in the Netherlands runs very much far right to center right, basically. Speaking of which, like the only like probably one of the better parties, which was like BN, which got one seat last election. They're like specifically anti-racist party. Got booted. They didn't make it in this time.
Oh, no.
Of course they did. It's the Netherlands. Yeah.
But you know who did vote?
Oh yeah, they're in, but they did lose a seat.
Oh.
Yep.
Good to hear.
Yep. They're down to 2 seats instead of 3.
Ha!
The Volt train
there
has
you go.
This is the silver lining for Kieran specifically. Yeah, so okay, other kind of interesting things that happened, which is with the rise of Geert Wilders and like him being back again kind of thing, worth pointing out for all the hate that's being made about like, oh, you know, a lot of articles about like, oh, the Dutch Trump and stuff like that because he's got silly hair. Mostly it. I mean, he's got terrible politics also, but he's got silly hair. For all the talk of him being back or whatever, this is not the first time this has happened. Like he is back. He has been the largest party in Dutch politics before. The question is, as always when this happens, is like, do the rest of the Dutch parties maintain the firewall of not getting into coalition with them?
Yeah, that is always the biggest question when it comes to this shit.
There is a new like center-right party as well.
Okay.
Because some guy called Pieter Omtzigt started a new party called the New Social Contract.
That's so fucking nerdy.
Yeah, right?
That is so nerdy.
It's a very nerdy country. He's from...
I think I heard of that.
He's from their Christian Democrats.
Yeah.
The CU. I think it literally is like Christian Union or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Christian Union. He left that due to like some inner kind of like politics bullshit of like... We talked about Sarah Wagenknecht list last week. It's kind of like that, but for like a center-right conservative Christian party. And like that party has come like fourth. People don't know what he's going to do. But with the rise of Geert Wilders, one of the Cornish Späti characters is kind of like had a very precipitous fall, which is Thierry Baudet's Forum for Democracy, the other right-wing crazy party that happened.
Yeah.
Cornish Späti existed as a podcast when like he got locked out of his own office in Amsterdam after there was a weird coup in his party because a bunch of his like really Elders of Zion anti-Semitic text chains were fucking leaked. Which is where the other like conservative party comes from, 21 or whatever. Both of those parties like did not do well, and it kind of seems like his far right moment has ended, and now Geert Wilders is like everyone flirted with Thierry Baudet for a bit, but then was like, nah, I'm going back to the original, the guy with the funny hair. And on the campaign trail, Thierry Baudet got hit twice in 2 separate instances. First time with an umbrella. Someone just like smacked him a couple of times with an umbrella. The second time he was at a party and he got hit in the head several times with a beer bottle.
Was it because of politics? Or he just got in a drunk fight with
It's because of his politics, yes. I think these were politically motivated assaults, yes.
Nice.
Do you know of this, speaking of getting hit by things, do you know of this trend in France of, I mean, I think we all do, of throwing pies at people?
Yes, yeah.
All right, and that our boy, what's his name again? Bernard Henri Lévy has been hit like a minimum of like 9 times.
Yeah, he is asking for
it.
Yeah.
But there's
maybe they're good
so
pies. Maybe
there's so many compilation videos of him getting hit with pies.
Maybe he enjoys it. I think he enjoys it.
Oh no, he gets so mad every time.
Because maybe he asked for different pie.
But then like the best video is because that became such a notorious thing that it also happened to him in Serbia.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, true. I
learned about
that.
it. Yeah. And it, like every time those pies is just like it is just like a tin filled with like whipped cream.
Yeah.
It's just that's
nobody even puts the effort. Imagine you put the actual effort into making a great fucking pie.
I make like a lemon curd.
Yes, just to fucking smash it in his face afterwards.
Not even just like a drop of vanilla essence in there to give it some flavor. It's just fat.
Yes.
It's just cream.
Oh my god.
But we should talk a little bit about like Geert Wilders' policies because here's a collection of them because they are kind of insane. Some things you might expect, some things you wouldn't. So
I actually know one thing. Yeah.
Complete end to all asylum and refugees as a policy.
Yeah, not a surprise.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. All criminals to be stripped of their Dutch nationality and deported.
Oh, also the Dutch ones?
Yep, also the Dutch ones.
Where do we deport them?
Who knows?
Good.
Palestine? I don't know.
Prison Island. They're turning one of the Dutch overseas islands.
Japan got a new island.
Yeah.
There was a volcanic eruption. They have a new island now. Put them there.
Oh, perfect, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
End to free movement in the EU.
Yes, if he can fucking decide that, man.
Yeah, no. He said like there can be working visas for some Belgians or whatever.
Yeah, but he is not. It's EU level, my man.
It'll be unilateral. Yeah, he wants to leave the EU.
Oh, okay, fair. So yeah,
that. Yeah.
So that step has to come before this one.
A complete ban on Islamic schools, Qurans, mosques, and headscarves.
Okay, France.
Yeah, very French. A ban on dual nationality.
Yeah.
Which the Netherlands only introduced, I believe, like
only recently, no? Yeah, like
2010s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also just to Nick's point earlier about Argentina, low taxes on everything.
Beautiful.
Yeah. 10,000 more police.
10,000 more police.
Yeah. Quote of.
How does he wait? So he wants to hire more.
Yeah. So that's like the only. See, this is what I was talking about. You can't cut that. Hire more police.
Yeah.
Hire more military.
But then he has to also make people want to join the police.
Well, yeah, I don't know who's going to do that.
Okay,
but he has literally in the program zero tolerance for straatojk. Street scum.
Oh wow,
is how that's translated.
Nice. Harsh language.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's see what else. 14-year-olds are to be treated as adults in criminal courts.
Okay, America.
Yeah.
Not even the U.S. has it. Like
sometimes
for
like
murder.
Yeah, for special crimes like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The adult crimes. Then also this is kind of like where he gets some of his rural support.
You know what would be funny? Only 14-year-olds, but 15 and 13 and 16, and they're all kids.
You're in
man.
the danger age.
Exactly, 14. That's when puberty really hits.
Yeah, you're crazy then.
Yeah.
So, for the rural kind of voters, end to nitrogen reduction laws, keep coal and gas power stations open, more exploration for gas in the North Sea, more nuclear power, sure. Stop trying to cut CO2.
Yeah, fucking go wild. You're not going to exist in 5 years anyway. Like you can, it's the Netherlands. You're going to literally sink into the ground.
Especially
keep going.
with this policy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fucking keep going. Vote for this own shit. It's your own goddamn fucking demise at this point.
Literally has.
Can you believe the Germans dealing with a Dutch fucking refugee crisis? Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'd hate that.
They would hate it so much.
Speak normal, which is the more. It wouldn't even just speak German. It would just be speak normal.
Yeah, it would be the first people that they actually get to like discriminate because they dodge taxes more than they do.
Yeah. So let's say we have like literally in the manifesto, gain wind turbines, gain Sonneparken, literally like kind wind turbine, like no wind turbines, no solar panels.
Like kind.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
But with a G.
Yeah.
Which I believe is actually more of a sound and
Yeah, it is.
Geen wind. Godverdomme.
Yeah.
Sorry to all our Dutch listeners.
To the Dutch refugees, this is what you're expecting. Just us mocking the way you spell things.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm from NRV. We're neighbors.
Which means
I went
hate
to
you the
Center Parks throughout all of my childhood.
Yeah, we're going to turn the fucking. We're going to turn like all of like NRV, like parts of NRV into just like
Into Center Parks?
No, into like District 9, the South African movie of the aliens, but they're all just Dutch people. Let's see. Okay, this is the particularly spiteful one that I found very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Withdraw previous apologies for slavery.
Oh wow!
The Netherlands has previously apologized for being involved in the slave trade and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He would like to rescind that, as well as stop providing any government literature in Arabic or Turkish.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of to be expected, but like also withdrawing apologies, I've been told, for like everything they basically did in Indonesia.
Oh wow!
Yeah, which again, I believe the government of the Netherlands has apologized for before. Stop all art and culture subsidies. End, quote, left-wing hate for our historical figures.
Okay.
Which again,
how do you stop left-wing hate?
I think goes hand in hand with rescinding the apology for the slavery thing.
Yeah.
They were not apologizing for slavery, and all the people who did it are cool and based. Let's see, getting rid of public television, classic.
Of course.
Yeah.
Classic.
Strong reduction in foreign students. And then
dude.
They make it seem like the people are like flocking to the Netherlands.
I was about to say.
They're not. Like, sorry. Like, people go to Amsterdam to smoke weed and be annoying.
Actually, yeah.
And
too annoying so much that you can't smoke weed everywhere anymore.
And people who are migrants in like people who are like refugees in the Netherlands are like typically trying to go to a different country. Like, it's typically like, I mean, there is like, don't get me wrong, there are large large populations of people who are, not from the Netherlands, of not like, ethnically Dutch or whatever, this and that, but it's like they're not having like if I'm not mistaken, they're having a problem of just like not like just in general no population increases in their country, and they're all sinking. So the
one I do know about that's actually kind of interesting is apparently a bunch of people from Sweden are coming to Berlin and Germany now. Specifically, people who arrived in Sweden originally as refugees or asylum seekers.
Oh, okay.
Because one of the fun things about Sweden is that overall Sweden has a lower poverty rate than Germany. But if you separate native-born Swedes from like foreign backgrounds, it's like substantially worse than Germany. Whether
so the cleavage, like the gap between,
and apparently in Germany, there's basically no difference in the risk of being in poverty whether you are native born or foreign born. I believe there's like a slight percentage, but like the gap between native born and foreign born in like Sweden is massive. Anyway, just rounding it up to like other things that I want: end military support for Ukraine, kick Turkey out of NATO because they're too Turkish. Presumably.
That was always his stick. He was always like against Turkey.
In NATO.
Also against Turkey and the EU, of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's never gonna happen though either.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the racists in Turkey and in Europe need that
I know,
to
they
just be
Yeah.
on ice
Yeah.
forever, so they
Yes.
can be like, oh, they hate
Yeah.
us because they ain't us.
If that ever officially happened, that like the process of Turkey joining the EU was like officially closed and stated it was never going to happen,
Yeah.
that would be like
Yeah.
the same thing as the Supreme Court in America banning like abortion.
Yeah.
Of just like the right wing would just like not know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's totally a case of like the dog catching the cards chasing. Kind of
Yeah, it's like what? Yeah,
Now what?
shit. Yeah, and then like no one gives a shit after that point. In a very German move, cut fuel taxes and raise the speed limit on motorways.
Damn, you gotta be like on the other side of the countries in 2 hours.
yeah.
Take that, Netherlands.
Yeah, I love chewing through my just cheeks while I'm blasting through whatever the like Autobahn is or whatever.
Oh yeah. Just blaring gabber
Yeah.
music.
Gabba, yeah. Of course.
Finally, a speed limit that matches my tempo. And then, of course, to let you know that it's really Dutch.
State mandated blackface.
Basically.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah. Special, like bringing back and special defense for as a cultural institution, Zwarte Piet.
Yay.
All right.
That is basically what you
we have to end the show now. Like, I mean, I don't mean I don't mean the episode. I mean the entire show. Like, Corner Späti's over.
There's nothing.
There's nothing else that we
nothing
can make
left.
fun of anymore.
There's nothing to parody.
Yeah.
It's over now.
I'm sorry. The idea of the Dutch passing mandatory Zwarte Piet is
Yep. You
is too
have to
much.
You
attend
have to
the-
dress up as Zwarte
Yeah.
Piet on the...
They
Yeah.
basically do the Hunger Games lotto.
Yeah, it's like no.
Give us your tribute.
They do the backwards thing of like what's it called? What's the movie where the Nazis are on the moon? Iron Sky.
Iron Sky.
Where they
Iron
bleach.
Polder.
Yeah, where they bleach the black astronaut white.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they
yeah.
just do that backwards, just like like kind of like a lottery scheme of like one
has to become
Dutch
the
person has to become
That is
Zwarte
the
Piet.
tribute.
Yeah, only replaced when he dies.
Yeah.
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 It's like the Dalai Lama, but more racist.
But racist.
A new Zwarte Piet has been born. They raised the black smoke. A new Zwarte Piet has been selected.
At the Vatican. Or do they also do that with the Dalai Lama?
No, I was thinking of the Pope in that
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah.
I love we're mixing all of that. It's
It's
great.
all,
yes.
all religions.
Yes.
It's a syncretic religion,
Well,
but it's Zwarte
Yeah.
Piet.
Getfield is himself a little mix of like East and West.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
It's all coming together.
That's the Netherlands for you.
Yeah, a new
And
smooth.
he will not apologize for whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
For all those fucked up things we did. I'm not saying sorry.
Yeah. For what his cloning lab of Zwarte Piets that he's borrowing from Javier Milei.
This is
Yeah, where
I
I'm
love
not
it.
apologizing for slavery. You should apologize to us. We're running out of Zwarte Piets because you ended slavery. Boo! I'm Geert Wilders. I'm taking back Suriname.
no.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but anyway, I want to get someone on to talk about Mark Rutte more seriously.
Yes, please.
This dumb shit. But yeah.
Do you have anything to announce?
Do we have anything to announce?
Aside from that the show's over forever.
Forever, yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, follow us on social media. I don't know why you would, but yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. Instagram, Discord, our Twitter. Some people don't know about these things. You can find us. There's a Patreon. This is a bonus episode. You know about that. All right. Yeah. As I say every week, I love you.
Take care.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.